Hello and welcome to this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast with my rotund friend Keith. Sailor
No,
Keith.
that'll do. That'll do. Yeah, normal service has resumed.
Yes, normal
Yes.
service has resumed. So, how are we doing?
Yeah, good. Good week. Good week. I haven't watched a lot this week. I watched the trailers that we'll be covering later, and I've done a few things, but yeah, busy week work wise.
I saw I saw one of the trailers. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. Saw one of the trailers, and I've got some thoughts. As always, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have thoughts on stuff. That's the whole point of the podcast. But yeah, we've got some news to go through. Are you caught up on Paradise and Severance? And yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, there's definitely something to talk about there on both of those as well. So yeah, one piece of news kind of took me by surprise this week a little bit. So yeah,
Took you by surprise. Took you around the bike sheds and gave you a bloody good roddering, did it?
well, I'm not gonna. I mean, I must admit that schoolboy fantasies are about to be reignited.
Okay, all right. So, let me think. What would be a good one to start off with? What have we got? Let's have this one. Sarah Michelle Gellar has confirmed that the revival of the iconic 90s TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer is in development. In an Instagram post, Gellar recounted a meeting 3 years ago with director Chloe Zhao. They were were there discussions potential Buffy revival. The initial conversation evolved over time, leading to the current project. Gellar emphasised the importance of honouring the original series and assuring that the fans that the revival would proceed only if it was to be done right. The new series is expected to focus on a new Slayer, with Gellar reprising a role as Buffy Summers in a recurring capacity. Chloe Zhao attached to direct and executive produce, while Nora and Lily Zuckerman will serve as writers on the show run. Notably, the original series creator, Joss Whedon, wasn't involved in the revival. I wonder why. I wonder why. Apparently, oh my. So, I want to go into some Joss Whedon bits that I've heard, yeah? And out of all of the cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the one that I liked the most was Cordelia. And she did an interview where she said that Joss Whedon was an absolute prick. When he found out she was pregnant, he was not a happy bunny. He asked her to do some things that she didn't like. And instead of being like, say, the woman who plays Danny LaRusso's wife in Karate Kid, where they tried to work around it, he didn't look like he didn't attempt to do things, and it's quite upsetting because when I think about it, that might be why Firefly got cancelled. Not the reshuffling and all this other stuff. It may be the fact that Joss Whedon was a dick and I wanted to deal with him and not have to deal with that hassle. So my brain's going, I was never the biggest Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. I liked Angel. I thought Angel was good. I liked him because he's a nice conflicted character. He's interesting, but I couldn't get too into Buffy. There's something about it that didn't quite gel with me. Loads of my friends like it. It's like this one down here, and another smaller ginger person. He liked it too. He didn't like Cordelia, if I remember correctly. He can correct me on that next time we speak. But yeah, I like the fact that Sarah Michelle Gellar has said honouring the original series, or as we lovingly refer to it, respecting the source material. I like that. That's a good message. That's what we want to hear when we're doing these things. And I think if that's the case, then the people who like Buffy the Vampire Slayer might have something to enjoy in the future.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting things are you're not going to get back Angel or Spike. They can't come back because vampires don't age. And bearing in mind it was like 20 odd years ago, So, I mean, it ended 21 years ago, or 22 years ago, nearly. Um, I liked Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I wouldn't say I was a uber fan of Buffy, but it used to be on BBC Two, and it had hot girls like Cordelia, Faith, by the way. Don't forget Faith. She was pretty hot as well. And it had the dude from the coffee ads in. It's like, how does a dude go from fucking Nescafe adverts, right, on British television to one of the biggest American TV programs of its era? Right.
Auditions.
It made his career. But it had Giles in it, and he was kind of like this cool English guy, so it had like a bit of British in it. I wonder who they will bring back, because you can't bring back the guy that played Xander, because he kind of went off the rails, unfortunately, and very sadly. So I wonder if it's only going to be Buffy Summers. And what about her sister?
Did Giles die? That's the one who was played by Anthony Head.
No, I don't
did Giles die?
I don't think he
But
did.
then Giles can come back, because there's nothing wrong with Anthony Head, as far as I know, at the moment, until some news comes out and tells me otherwise.
No, I think he's pretty safe.
Yeah,
but you never know.
He seemed like a normie. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
but
that's the
apparently
case,
so did Gino DeCampo, and apparently he's been a naughty boy. So, and I kind of liked Gino DeCampo. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a shame. It's, I don't know. I was surprised by this, especially when I heard that it's a reboot of the series and Sarah Michelle Gellar's coming back, which I do think is kind of cool. It's just whether it gets smacked with the Loki pokey stick.
The wokey pokey stick.
The wokey Loki pokey stick, yeah.
It shouldn't, because it was, how can I put it? It was female empowerment stuff done right by the viewers, because they enjoyed it, and there was like reasons. And was she a girl boss? I wouldn't describe Buffy as a girl boss. No, she always had to get people to help her do X, Y, and Z, which was, understandable.
I mean, she kicked ass, but she was. You see, the problem is, if this was 4 years ago, I'd be worried, right? But I mean, Buffy earned her place as a hero. She kind of earned it, right? And she did rely, she could kick ass, but she relied on a lot of help from the what did they call them, the Scooby Gang or something? And I can't remember the name. It's 22 fucking years ago that Buffy was on, and it was
just
BBC Two. It was when I was a teenager.
BBC Two, 6 o'clock. That sweet spot. They had Star Trek, the original series Star Trek. They even showed repeats Doctor Who, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sixth Day. There were so many good things on at BBC Two then. So you'd eat your dinner and watch something entertaining rather than the news and see how shit the world's gone. And yeah, it was good. And then I think we got Sky, and then we kind of did the Angel thing where we watched that. That was good with
Yep.
I can't remember her name. She was in bloody Person of Interest. She had like a man's name, like Bob or something.
But the girl that played Claudia, wasn't she Jason Statham's girlfriend in, what was he? Was it Fast and the Furious where she was his girlfriend?
I don't know, because I told you I didn't watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the Fast and the Furious thing.
No, Cordelia.
That was...
you liked Cordelia, the actress that played Cordelia.
I don't think she was. I think it was probably the Transporter.
Can't remember.
I think she was in the second Transporter.
She's definitely played alongside Jason Statham. But I liked Cordelia. I liked Faith as well, because Faith had a TV series as well, didn't it?
Did she?
Yep.
I know that Eliza Dushku did Doll's House with Joss Whedon. Because they were shagging.
Yes. Well, can't blame him.
Apparently, that's it.
It's going to be interesting. I will probably watch it when it first airs and see what it is. Is it going to honor the original and be, for everybody to watch, or is it going to be like a teenage girl thing where the girl, the girl's immediately awesome and she don't need no help from no one except another girl boss kind of thing?
It needs. I'm going to be honest with you. They need to do it like she builds up as she fights these things. Like if you watch like Supernatural, they built up. They started with ghosts, and then the ghosts got into things, and then demons, and then angels, and then death, and then these weird Leviathan things. Okay, it did go a bit off the rails, but they did build up to it. They weren't like instantly great at everything. Even though they missed, if you ever watched Supernatural, there's a character in it called Bobby who was like, he had these false phone lines. So it's like they'd give like a card saying, what would you call it? FBI. So they'd phone up their boss, yeah, and it would be Bobby on the other line in his house, pretending to be the what you call it, the FBI agent. And then he had this guy with him who was played Mr. X in the X-Files. And the two of them were like old hunters together. And there's this great bit where it's like kind of, they killed the Shinto demon. He goes, yes, you remember to stake it 9 times. No, it's 7. And as he says it's 7, the thing fucking wakes up in the back of his car. It's like, ah! And he grabs it, throws it in a wood chipper, and Bobby turns up. And it would have been a really good spin-off. 2 old men fighting things. They could be complaining about their age, this, and the other. And they pissed it away. I'm annoyed because I would have watched that series. The 2 of them were fucking brilliant. But that's something else for another time. So, shall we move on to our next story? Because we'll have to see when Buffy comes back and see if it's any good. So, how about this? At the 52nd Annual Saturn Awards in Los Angeles, Back to the Future co-creator and screenwriter Bob Gale addressed the persistent inquiries about a potential 4th installment in the franchise. He humorously responded, "People always say, when are you going to do Back to the Future floor? And we say, fuck you." Gale emphasized that the original trilogy is complete and there are no plans for a sequel. Instead, the franchise has expanded into other mediums, notably Back to the Future musical, which is in London. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
Chuck has.
Director Robert Zemeckis has also consistently dismissed the idea of a sequel, a prequel, or a remake of the series. He, however, has expressed interest in adapting it into a film similar to Mel Brooks' approach. Adapting the musical into a film similar to the approach of the producers done by Mel Brooks, which fucking sounds great. Mel Brooks is brilliant. So there was an expansion on it. There was for all intents and purposes a 4th thing. It wasn't a cartoon. It was a game by Telltale, and I played it, and it was really good. And it featured some kid who sounded exactly like Marty McFly did from the thingy, and it had Christopher Lloyd doing the voice of Doc Brown. And it was great because it did like alternate futures. They did one where Doc Brown becomes this weird benevolent dictator, and that's it, and things like that. And then he kind of meets up with this old crotchety old lady and stuff, and that was done really well. So go online and find a walkthrough of that game, and there you go. There's your 4th film. Problem solved. Right, easy. Next story.
Well, I mean, Bob Gale was always a bit crotchety, so saying "fuck you" to somebody, I mean, I know why people so desperately want a 4th film. I mean, these films are beloved by so many people, and even now there are still so many fans of these films. So many people, still so many conventions. Only the other day I saw a picture of Marty and Michael J. Fox and the guy that who was the headmaster that used to shout "slacker,"
Strickland.
The bald guy, Strickland. Picture of the 2 of them together, and it was like, I mean, but like there's a guy at my work, an ops director in the thing, who's an absolute like super fan, goes to conventions and things, and he commented the other day, Christopher Lloyd and unfortunately Michael J. Fox, I'm not sure they're going to have much longer in this world, and it would be good to sort of see them on stage one more time. But I mean, we can't have a 4th movie now. I mean, you can't have a 4th movie without those 2 in it. So people still going on about the fourth movie. I think it's long since done.
Mm.
And you're right, there are other mediums where we could see it. I mean, they are three amazing films, and of course we want like just to see what happened to them and things like that. But there are other ways that this could be done now. But no fourth film. They're all too old now, and it wouldn't work. It would tarnish what are three really legendary films. That I mean, the first one is considered a perfect movie. So
Surprising how many films from the 80s, because I think it was probably we had a few in the 50s and a few in the 60s, a few in the 70s, but the 80s seem to have produced more perfect films. If that makes any sense.
I mean, I love Back to the Future. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Back to the Future. I've got the Lego DeLorean behind me, and you know, I've always loved Back to the Future ever since a kid. I love the music. I love everything about them. And yes, there is a part of me that would love to have seen what happened with Doc Brown, you know, properly in a film. Yeah, there always is, but it should have been, if they were going to have done it, it should have been done back in the 90s when they were all still, you know, capable and young enough to do it. Now, it's too late. So I can understand his reaction in one way, but, you know, come on. You can be a bit more polite than that.
I've seen interviews with him, and he's very protective over those films. Robert Zemeckis, I'm not sure about Gale. I've seen Bob Gale in person. And I did this. That's Bob Gale. And I'm literally probably, from where you are to where your TV screen is, pointing at him going, that's Bob Gale. He was sitting on his own and he was eating lunch, and I was like, leave him alone. I only left him alone because Virginia O'Hay, who plays Zan in Farscape, told me off for taking a picture of her eating. Okay? So... So my fan stories. I think you've got more exciting fan stories than my ones.
Yes.
But coming back,
meeting Christopher Eccleston on a plane whilst watching a pirated version of Doctor Who.
Woody Harrelson on Jumbo Jet.
That's pretty cool.
Woody Harrelson, but it was one of those things where I walked past him with Dad, because we were up in the bubble. And that was the first and only time I've ever been up in the bubble on a jumbo jet. I went, Dad, is that Woody Harrelson in the seat? And he looked over and he went, yeah. And I was like, oh, thanks. Didn't say anything to him because he's on a flight. He's probably tired and this, that, and the other. So, yeah. It's going back to Robert Zemeckis being he says the films are perfect, they don't need to be remade, they don't need to be this, that, and the other.
Agreed.
He doesn't want, and I think he actually turned around and said he does not want to see a diverse remake of Back to the Future.
He has. But I mean, look, they should be left alone. They should never be remade. These are films that you leave alone. You know, you don't try and reboot it. You certainly don't reboot it with another cast. It will not work. And it will piss off a huge fan base. There is a huge, huge fan base of these films. And there's a lot of very devoted fans. I mean, I would say in some ways more devoted than a lot of Star Wars fans were before Disney Star Wars. I mean, it has a huge fan base. They are perfect movies. Yeah. I love all three of them. Yes, I even love the second one. A lot of people don't, but I do.
I like the second one.
I do as well.
I like the second one. The alternate timeline, like them going to the future, even though we've passed that point, which I found quite funny. So yeah, No, don't touch it. It's fine. We're not going to remake Gone with the Wind, the Maltese Falcon. I was going to say War of the Worlds then, but they did. It's going back to really old films. John Carpenter's The Thing. Don't fucking try and remake that either, because you tried a prequel and didn't fucking work. So don't touch it. Yeah, really don't touch it. Don't touch Tron either. Oh, fuck. Tron Legacy wasn't bad. Tron Ares. Oh, might be.
I don't think they will ever get away with remaking these. They just won't. They're too set in legend. It'd be like remaking The New Hope, and they're not going to do that. So
Oh,
it would.
don't.
But no, Disney are going to do that.
This
They
is
still
Disney.
haven't. They still haven't acknowledged. They still haven't got rid of the Last Jedi. Like wiped it from existence. Even fucking Marvel's trying to wipe out the next God knows how many years, previous years in one fell swoop. And if you don't think that's what they're doing, you're wrong. That's exactly what they're doing. They're getting rid of the 5-year time jump, and they're getting rid of the MCU as we know it. They are hard resetting.
Do you think it's what do you call it? They're gonna undo that. And do you think the Fantastic Four? Because you need to introduce the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. They need to be
exactly
in
what
that
they're
universe.
doing.
The X-Men, fucking best superhero team. Lots of fuck. They go on harp on about fucking diversity. It's full. The leader's a disabled guy, and he's bald.
That's exactly what they're doing. Next year, boom, hard reset with the Avengers film. Because it's going to be the arena thing. They're doing what the comic books did, but resetting it. But with no, you leave Back to the Future well alone, and they won't touch it. They're not stupid.
Okay.
I mean, it would flop harder. I mean, the only time that they learned their lesson when they did a fucking all-female version of Ghostbusters, another film you don't fucking touch, right? When they did come back again with 2 sequels, they were honouring the Ghostbusters films, and they worked. So yes. Anyway. They're never going to do that either.
Let's move on to the next one. No. The upcoming Mission Impossible film, The Final Reckoning, is scheduled for a release date on May 23rd, 2025. Led in speculation that whether... Oh, fuck me, mouth. Hang on a moment.
Do you want me to read?
Hans Briggs! Oh no!
The upcoming film Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning is scheduled for a release on May 23rd, has led to speculations whether it will be Tom Cruise's final portrayal as Ethan Hunt. The title and promotional material suggest a sense of finality. When asked about this, Tom Cruise responded, "You've got to see the movie. It's a hard thing for me to discuss at the moment because it's really something you have to experience." Director Christopher McQuarrie, it is, I hope, the satisfying conclusion to a 30-year story arc. I'm pretty confident that people are going to feel that the title was appropriate. While the film is anticipated to provide a conclusive narrative for Ethan Hunt, neither Cruise or McQuarrie have definitely confirmed that this will mark the end of the Mission Impossible series or Cruise's involvement in it. Got that? Oh, fuck me. That was odd. So, first things first. I like Tom Cruise's attitude to filmmaking and to the audience. It's fantastic. That's what Hollywood should be like. Yeah, he is older. He's a lot older. Strapping himself to the side of a plane and flying out of Alconbury airfield.
Yeah, and he's
not as viable as it was.
And he is admitted to having lack of oxygen and passing out on several occasions doing that. And he is making Top Gun 3. So, I don't know.
I think it sounds awful. I don't know, it sounds awful. I think Tom Cruise needs to go behind the scenes in the movie industry and try to get other people to make films and have the attitude that he has towards the audience and filmmaking like he's got. I think that would make a real big difference when it comes to these sort of things.
Whilst I partially agree, I almost hope he carries on making Mission Impossible films and Top Gun films and films like this because no one else makes them as good. Top Gun Maverick is a fucking awesome film. Like I've rewatched it several times and I still love it, and it still holds up with the first one, right? And Mission Impossible films, they're great. They're popcorn flicks. They're fast food films. They are fast food films, but they are fucking good fast food films. And we need more like that. We need more films like this, and hopefully, we're going to start getting them. And in which case, yes. But as long as he can still make movies like this, I think he should carry on. I support it.
I want him to produce people like him to make more films. Yes, if that makes any sense. I think he's in a position where he can do that. hopefully it depends. Sorry, my browser's playing up. Hopefully he's in a position that he can do it. It doesn't mean he necessarily has to stop making films, but if he just starts bringing more people on and getting them to think to his, and when I say his way of thinking, I mean film-wise, not Scientology-wise, then I think we're on, because we need more of him. Yeah, we need more of that attitude. Yeah, and I think now's the perfect time for that. I think that there's, because of political changes in the States, the self-loathing bullshit's going away, and because it's something I don't like it in my country, I don't like it in any country. It's going away, and then hopefully we can, have some inspirational things, some exciting things, some fun things, seriously, entertain us. You're supposed to take me away from the world for 2 hours, not lecture at me for 2 hours, yeah? And they've forgotten that, and Tom Cruise remembers that, and I want him to impart that onto other people. And it didn't matter, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't matter who won the bloody election in the States, I'd still want that. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
because
no, I agree.
That's what we want. We want 2 hours of escapism. We don't want to be worried about our sick relative or unhappy dog or work or the roof's leaking or something like that. We just want 2 hours just to take us away from everything, take us on an adventure, let us have some fun, give us some, emotions, put a heart in our mouth, make it fun. That's what we want. And I think regardless of whatever film you're making or TV series that you're making, that's really the thing that helps us, like, kind of as a group sort of thing. But yeah.
No, I agree with you. I like Tom Cruise films, I suppose, and with the Fast and the Furious possibly coming to an end and Mission Impossible movies possibly coming to an end, it's a bit of a shame. I mean, in some ways he could, I suppose, create a new character, go behind the camera and create new Mission Impossible films without him in them, but more like directing them with new people. But they've got to be good. They've got to be entertaining. They've got to stop being a platform for all this bullshit and just do what they're meant to do, which is entertain. That's movies' number one job, entertain. And it's something Hollywood has forgotten recently. Not recently, in the last 15 years. So, yeah, no. I mean, in some ways I hope it's not, but I agree with what you're saying. I think it is by what they're saying, but who knows?
I think Tom Cruise is looking at this, and I think he always intended this to be his last one. He wanted this big fucking blowout. And I think this is what it is. And I think he's kind of went, right, this, that, the other, these stunts, blah, blah, blah. What can I do? What can't I do? They tried getting Rebecca Ferguson in there, but she said, "Well, I can't be hanging around for months where I'm not needed. I've got other commitments, so feel free to kill me off because it looks like you're ending it." The question is Ethan Hunt going to die, or is he going to go off into the sunset and get his happily ever after? I think is my question.
Oh, he's going to knob Hayley Atwell, isn't he? I mean, if he's going to disappear off into the sunset with Hayley Atwell, I can think of worse things.
I'm going to quote Captain America. I could do this all day. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. So yeah, let's I'll have one of these. Netflix has released a teaser for the upcoming 5th season of Stranger Things, featuring a missing persons poster for Jane Hopper, known to fans as 11, portrayed by Millie Bobby Brown. The poster indicates that she was last seen near Hawkins High School on the 13th of June 1986 and offers rewards for the information leading to her whereabouts. This development suggests that 11 will be facing significant challenges in the new series, possibly being pursued by authorities or other entities. Or she dies.
Season 5, right? I mean, they're trying to act like it's in 1986. It's mid-90s. I mean, you've got to they started this over 10 years ago with season 1, right? And these kids they're not kids anymore. And how they're trying to make it out
to work. They're driving to work and filing their taxes. Sorry.
It is fucking ridiculous how long they've taken to get this out. And the fact is that they're still talking about it not coming out in 2025. It's fucking ridiculous how long they take to produce some of these series. And there's no excuse for it.
This is the thing with streaming over, say, network television. Network television, the biggest delay you'd get was about 6 months. Seriously, any network TV show, if it was delayed, it would be 6 months. No longer than that. It's like Severance, which we'll talk about later, yeah? We had season 1, and then quiet for a couple of years, yeah? And it's like, kind of, dude, what are you doing here? Because all the hype, everything, all the interest, dead.
These 2-year gaps don't work. People forget. And it's ridiculous. They've got to start doing yearly things. That you know, if you're gonna make a popular show, you make it every year. And there's no reason why you fucking can't. Right? I don't get 3-year gap between season 4 and season 5. Probably more like a 4-year gap. It's ridiculous. Right? It's just stupid. And then they're going to dump the whole lot in one go. I mean, this should have been done and dusted. I love Stranger Things, and I'm glad that they are in some ways ending it with season 5, because I think, you know, it would get a bit shit if it carried on. But the rate that they've gone, I mean, they're going, like, trying to make out this is like 4 years after Stranger Things 1. No, it's 11 years. They all look completely different. No fucking kid grows up that fast. I mean, they're not kids. They are not kids in the show, and yet they're playing like significantly younger versions. It doesn't work anymore. I mean, they should have been getting this out really quickly, and I just don't understand what streaming television's doing. I mean, it's crap. I mean, at least, I mean, Netflix at least seems to have woken up to this a little bit, because, like, The Night Agent, which was hugely popular, they had a 2-year gap, partly because of the writers thing, right? But they're already filming season 3, and it will probably be out next year. Now, that's a good thing, because you're following up the hype. You know, that's fine. But these, I disagree with even 2-year gaps on these shows. I really do. And it's not because they're filming them like movies. It really isn't. Come on. I mean, for fuck's sake, Star Trek used to do 22 episodes a year, right, with special effects. So everybody's go, oh yeah, but it's the special effects. Excuse me. You watch Star Trek Voyager, like the latter half of that season, all CGI, and it still kind of holds up, even now. Yeah. So it's bullshit that it takes 2 years to do the special effects. 22 fucking episodes a year. A year.
It's when it comes to special effects, it's all down to pre-production, pre-visualization. As soon as you put all those bits in place, it makes everything a lot damn sight easier. And I think that they've forgotten this as filmmakers and TV makers. Because I'll give it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Denis Villeneuve, yeah. Dune 2, Part 2. The money on that, less than it cost to make the fucking Marvels. Mm-hmm. Do you know why it looked better? Because Denis Villeneuve knows that he has to do his pre-production work, so it doesn't take forever and a fucking day, and it doesn't come out wrong, and then you have to ask them to go back and do it again, because he has a clear vision and he knows what he's doing, being a bloody filmmaker. It's the same with Ridley Scott. I know that if you look at Ridley Scott, if you know anything about his directorial thing, he's a big sketcher. So what he likes doing is he goes into the thing, he sets up, he draws a load of storyboards for everyone and says, this is what it's going to look like. And because of that, boom, 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 he can get things done quickly. And apparently there's going to be a third Prometheus trilogy film thing coming out.
I heard it rumoured. Although whether it happens or not, because Gladiator 2 didn't perform as well as it should have done. So he might have
I think what it is with Ridley Scott is he's got to this point where it's like kind of, I'm not long for this world. There's certain things I want to finish off. And David's story in Covenant, I think, is the one that he wants, one of the things that he wants to finish off. I think he may have done Gladiator 2 so he could get to finish that story off, because he always had his thoughts. He didn't like aliens, which is fine. It's a great film, though, Ridley. Just get over it, man. Cameron did a good job. And I don't mean David Cameron, I mean James Cameron. But yeah, it's sucky. So going back to Stranger Things, really liked it. You've got you've got the thing with Max where she's in a coma. 11 looks like she's disappeared, which probably means she's disappeared into the upside down. I think that Dustin is going to hallucinate Eddie at one point, being close to death, just as one final kind of farewell. He'll be like the guy who goes, "Get up. You're going to survive this. I know you're going to survive this." And he'll get up and he'll do it. And he goes, "Well, Eddie came back to me." And they'll say something along those lines. I've got money on that. I've got, what's his mush? Oh, who's my favourite in it? He used to play the bully in the first season. He's got fabulous hair.
Oh, yeah. Steve. Yeah.
I think Steve's going to die. Second to last episode. He'll do something fucking heroic and he'll go down like a boss. But he's gonna die.
I don't think they're all going to survive. No.
I think Seven's going to get it too.
I think. Oh no. I mean, we needed it last year, right? And now, it's just it's going to be slightly tarnished by the fact that it's way too long a gap, and they're trading off popularity now, and they think they can get away with it. And I don't know. I mean, they'll market it, and people will watch it. But I think I don't like this model anymore of taking 2 or 3 years to produce a damn season. I just don't.
Nope.
I don't agree with it.
I think we bitched. Sounds odd. We bitched about Star Trek Picard, but they actually managed to get things out, and same with Discovery too, which is annoying because they're the ones that we didn't want. It's that simple. Hang on a second. So let's go to our next section.
Oh no! What?
Sorry, I had to. So let's go to the comments. So Biffa gets the gold star this week for being in first. Thank you very much. I'm not gonna bring the comments up in regards to what we've got next, so I'll leave that. Hi, Laurie. Sorry, Chuck. You get the bronze star this week, not the gold one, not even the silver one, because Laurie beat you. So yes, yeah. Leave Back to the Future. Don't touch Back to the Future. And I'm assuming this is the Back to the Future musical stage show. I'm still waiting for Jurassic Park on Ice. It's gonna happen. I can see it. You can see it, a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex going across an ice skating rink, chasing someone. It's gonna happen. I could go to Disney now and sell that, and it will be done by the end of the year. Okay, just saying. So oh no, I'm not going to do that one. Not going to do that one. Sorry, there's certain things here. Yeah, leave Back to the Future alone. There you go. The musical was not the greatest of special effects, but the special effects are pretty cool. That's cool. Are you driving, Chuck? Just saying. So yeah, just leave it be. Yeah. The 80s was the best decade of all time so far. I would say for movies. And for maybe some music. I'm not sure. 90s had some good music in it. Quite a lot of music in the 90s. Yeah, that's incredibly biased. And so am I. And I'm not scared to admit that I'm biased when I make that statement about the 80s being that. And it's like, I understand why Christopher Lloyd said it that way. So, yeah, because I think he said about not doing another Back to the Future. Once you get past a certain age, you get to the point where you just say what's on your mind and don't sugarcoat it. There's a great Confucius quote, but I can't remember it. So, I met Patrick Morrissey in the early 90s in New York City. Patrick Morrissey, as in... Oh. It's right, so I can't remember if it's the guy, the singer, or there's some politician I'm sure is called Patrick Morrissey. So yeah. The singer, as in Morrissey. Okay, cool. It's good. Talking about famous people meeting. Yeah, my wife's met Jason Momoa.
I wondered where she was.
Double fuck off. You haven't had a double fuck in a while, so I pray they don't reset Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather. I don't think they'll do that. I really hope they don't fucking do that. Yeah, Tom Cruise should be more of a director, creative guy, and do less of the physical stuff. No spring chicken, he's holding up okay, but he's pushing the envelope for sure. Agree, Chuck. Perfectly agree. Oh, look, I'm with Gareth on this one. Thank you. They killed 007. They will not hesitate to kill Ethan Hunt.
And don't even get me going on that one.
Ah, okay. So this is a flex from Laurie. She says, we got to meet Paul Rudd in New York City. Oh, good for you.
I'd like to meet him.
Hashtag Keith Rant.
Yeah. I'd like to meet Paul Rudd. I think Paul Rudd's kind of cool.
I think he'd be a nice person to meet. When Laurie met Paul Rudd in New York City, I got to benefit later that evening. Chuck! No Chuck, bad Chuck, bad Chuck. Ooh, naughty Chuck.
You do know we read the comments out, right?
Yeah, you do know. Yeah. We dedicate the middle section of the show to reading the
So
comments
Laurie
out.
smacking you around the head right now, right? Self-inflicted, mate.
Yeah. So
what have we got first?
Thank you for the comment. Hold on. Thank you for the comments. Always appreciate them. Naughty Chuck. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
So what
She's
are we
laughing.
doing?
Oh, good.
What are we doing first?
So, first trailer up. This is a Fantastic Four. And as with all trailers, I have thoughts.
So do
Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Can we? Are we going to watch this through? Or
How's that
have first
sauce
thought?
coming?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Are we going to pause? Or are we going to go at the end?
Let's go back over it and pause. Yeah? Let's carry on and then go back over it and
Yeah, I'll
pause.
be the judge of that. Okay. Okay, is this guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
T-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi!
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together. As a family.
So, let me just start with my opener. I like that trailer. I don't know if I'm going to like the film, but I like that trailer. There's some dumb stuff in it, and let's go through it and cut it with a pair of scissors. Keith, what's your thoughts?
I liked the look and style of the trailer. I definitely like the style. I think the style is awesome. I like that retro 60s kind of look. I'm glad that some Marvel is finally embracing it. They've gone with like the comic book kind of uniforms. I love it all. My first thought and my continuing thought is Pedro Pascal is not fucking Reed Richards, right? And what the fuck is going on with the fucking porntash, right? Get rid of that for starters, right? And no, see, he's just massively miscast in this role, and I do not understand it. I mean, what's his face? Ben Krasinski would have been just so much better casting.
Okay, so I'm with you. One of my biggest criticisms is the two biggest criticisms of this trailer is one, who the fuck is this? Because it's not Reed Richards.
No.
Yeah, that's not Reed Richards, as far as I know. The guy, the Welsh guy who played him in the previous film, was more Reed Richards than him.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Stop fucking casting Pedro Pascal. We don't like him. The public has spoken. We've had enough. He's boring. Yeah, we don't like it. And then my next criticism is it's here. Yeah, this focus on this cooking shit. Yeah, and I didn't realize why it bothered me. Do you know why it bothers me?
Why?
Listen to his voice.
I know his voice is not gravelly enough. I was about to say
A rock creature does not have a gravelly voice.
No, well, no, he. But okay, right. So a lot of people have criticised this cooking thing, taking his voice aside, right? Because they're just not up with modern pop culture. That's why, and I can't believe that no one, on any of the sort of Fandom Menace shows has knows this. The actor who looks a bit like our mate Neil, right, is in a critically acclaimed series called The Bear, which a lot of people watch. It's rave reviews about a cooking show, about a restaurant, and he stars in there. That is a little Easter egg to the actor, right? That's why it's there, right? His voice is wrong. The look of him, though, bang on.
Yeah. It's yeah. I like, because there's certain things I like in it. I like. Let me just forward it to it. There's a bit of the rocket ship.
I love the robot. Oh, the rocket ship looks fucking awesome. I mean, it looks so
How
cool.
Thunderbirds! How Thunderbirds is
I know.
that?
When I saw that, I was like, "Yeah, all right. I like that Marvel. I like that a lot." I used to have a lava lamp that kind of looked like that.
Man, that's I sounds odd. It's, as I said, like the trailer. I have no idea if I'm going to like the film. Yeah, I have no idea who. What's his name? John Malkovich's character's supposed to be in it either.
I read a theory on this, and they might be right, and I can't remember. It's an obscure character from the Fantastic Four, but they could be right. I love the fact that Galactus is no longer a fucking cloud. But we knew this. I'd seen him before, from the leaked look of him, you know. But again, I like the trailer. I don't like Pedro Pascal. And what the fuck is with the tash? I mean, you know, I'm being polite when I call it a porn tash. I want to call it something else because I think it is. But you know why?
Not Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro kiddie finger tash. That's what I really want to call it.
He just needs an ice cream. He just needs an ice cream van.
He does not work as Reed Richards. But I mean, the thing, I kind of like this guy as Johnny Storm. I think he works from the trailer.
I don't think there's enough of him for me to figure that out.
I very rarely disagree with the critical drinker, but he said the girl, what's her face, as Susan Storm is too old. Oh, come on, she's not that old. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think she works. She's fine. She's fine. I don't think Pedro Pascal. I love that. I love the look of that. That scene's kind of cool.
There we go.
It's just epic.
It's. I like the styling. That's something, as I said. But the problem is, this is bloody Disney, yeah. And because it's Disney, the chance of fuck up is very high.
Well, here's the thing, right? There are two things going for this film above all the others, right? This was fast tracked. This was fast tracked after all the sackings and the clearing houses at Marvel was done, right? Yes, I do not understand Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards because he is just massively miscast. John Krasinski.
You didn't cast Reed. You didn't cast Reed Richards. You cast Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
I heard that comment, and I'm like, that makes sense.
John Krasinski would have been just he was one of the only good things about the Doctor Strange movie because he just works as Reed Richards. He does. He is viable as Reed Richards, and that's who they should have cast. The rest of the casting, I don't have a problem with. I do have a problem with the Thing's voice. It's not deep enough. It's not gravelly enough.
But saying that, you can fix that. That's definitely shit that you can fix in post.
Yes, and maybe. In Marvel, if you're listening, fix that shit. You can't do anything about Pedro Pascal now. But I think we're going to get. I can almost tell you what the cutscene at the end of this film is going to be. Right, I wouldn't even put money on it because it's going to be one. Of course, it's going to be fucking Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. Right?
Has to be. It can't not be.
Who I am
really
still
can't not be.
maintaining is a backdoor for bringing back Tony Stark. I think it is a double bluff. I don't buy. There's something more to this, and we're going to see a complete reset, right? And despite what they say about Chris Evans not coming back, Chris Evans is coming back. I'm going to predict it right now. Then it's just not going to say before the release of your next Captain America film that Chris Evans is coming back, because people go, oh yeah, but Chris Evans is Captain America, so I'll watch this one on DVD and I'll go and watch the one where the real Captain America comes back. That's why he denied it, right? That's why he denied he's coming back. And then when this film flops, which not the Fantastic Four, Captain America, then they want to announce Chris Evans is coming back and starring in alongside what's his face in the movie, because it's already a done deal.
Yeah. So overall, I like the look of the trailer. Love the stylization. Love the bloody rocket ship. Can't stand Pedro Pascal. Thing looks good, but needs to sound gravelly. The cooking thing was a reference to the bear, which I got with you, but it bugged me, and it wasn't the cooking, it was his voice, because like Michael Chiklis, when he did it in the ones that they did back in the early 2000s, he had a deep gravelly voice. In the cartoon series, not the comics, the thing had a gravelly voice, and it's just obvious that the rock creature has a gravelly voice.
Gareth,
but as I said, it can be fixed in post.
I'm slightly concerned. I think the universe must be ending.
Why?
We both agreed exactly the same on that trailer. the universe is coming to an end, mate.
You had the expression, a stopped clock is right twice a day?
Yeah, well, it's like crossing the fucking streams. We both agreed. Exactly the same. Exactly the same fucking points. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. And it was weird because the cooking thing bothered me, but it wasn't the cooking that bothered me. Because I was watching it and so why is this bothering me? And everyone's like, oh, they focus so much on the cooking bit, and I'm like, that's not what's bothering me. I can't. No. And it took me, I think, 3 watches to pick out what was bothering me. And Johnny, don't know what's going to happen with Johnny because you didn't hear him talk. Had everyone else talk apart from him talk. Maybe his actions.
We didn't see Pedro Pascal stretch either. So
yes,
I mean, look, I will go and watch this. I'm going to go and watch Captain America at the cinema next week. Partly because I haven't been to the cinema in fucking ages and want to go.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it because I like car crashes. One of my favourite things on videos to watch is aircraft refueling accidents. That's a very niche area on YouTube. I'll send you some, kid. There's one where they're trying to refuel an AWACS, and I'm not joking. There's a bit where it gets hit by a gust of wind, and you'd shit your fucking pants if you're in that situation. It really is like you go. But as I said, I enjoy watching car accidents of sorts, even though it didn't happen. So let's move on to our next trailer, which is Jurassic World Afterbirth.
Rebirth.
Doctor
Afterbirth, trust me, it's Afterbirth.
Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist. Sorry, what mission?
Mission specialist.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from...
Are they going to pull the Deep Blue Sea thing with the sharks, where it's like, oh, this could cure Alzheimer's and other brain ailments because these things don't get this and
the
stuff.
largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my God. Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less? He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Move up towards Barbados, avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try.
Doesn't sound rude or anything. Isn't it stored in the fucking lab? Saying.
Get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Maybe we should make it quick.
I'm trying to remember if that's... I can't pronounce it. A Quetzalcoatl. Didn't need Dave here because he wrote about him in
Big
the book.
fucking dinosaur.
Big flying dinosaur.
These dinosaurs
Big
were too dangerous for the original park.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
The worst of the worst were left here.
Come on! Duncan!
So I'll come back to that one. What's the timestamp? What 1:42? Okay.
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
Here's the thing.
All right, hang on. The first time I saw that trailer, hang on, before you start, I actually quite like it.
Here's the thing. Dinosaurs. Site B. Scarlett Johansson in a tight-fitting top. Fucking there, have my money. I don't care. I don't care. This is the 7th fucking movie in Jurassic Park. Scarlett Johansson, dinosaurs, T-Rex. Done. that's what. I'll have more of that shit, please. I'm easily pleased. I liked Jurassic World. I did not like the second one. The third one was right.
You enjoyed seeing the old crew in that so
yes. Yeah. Yes, but it was still a bit right, but this I mean, that's not a fucking dinosaur for starters. Whatever that is, that's not. It looks like an alien. Mutant. So there's obviously something we haven't seen before in here, but Scarlett Johansson, as I keep remembering, Scarlett Johansson looking hot.
Okay, all right, Keith.
On an island with dinosaurs and a big gun.
We got the point.
You're only not admitting it because your wife's in the comments.
I'm not a Scarlett Johansson fan. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go wash your mouth out.
I'm not. Scarlett Johansson doesn't do it for me. I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
Got lists of birds that do it for me. Scarlett Johansson's not on it. Sorry, just a quick one. Not Chuck. Laurie said that Gareth, Chuck and I will do Jurassic Park on ice. Chuck can dress up as a dinosaur and I will chase him. So, maybe I'll get my dream come true. And then my wife's just gone, Gareth's got a dinosaur costume. I have got a dinosaur costume.
Have you got one of those blow-up ones? The funny ones? Oh, I love you.
Did I tell you, because we were going through some changes in management and stuff, I dressed up as a dinosaur and ran through the office to try and keep everyone's mind off of what was going on. Because I figured that was probably the best thing here. Right, I want to do this. I'm going to focus on this and then just hide the comment there. This thing here, that's a dinosaur-human hybrid. I put money on that. That's a dinosaur-human hybrid. It appears later too. No, I've got to find it later. So
it appears in the cage. It appears in the cage.
It's in like a tank thing.
Yeah, but it's before. Yeah, there. Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
So that, I reckon, they've spliced together like human and T-Rex, and they got fucking scary thing, which is good. So,
I'm up for this. I'm up for seeing this. Is it going to be like a masterpiece of a film? No, but is it going to be entertaining? It certainly bloody well looks like it from that trailer.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so Biff has sent me a link to a video a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't get round to doing anything with it. I haven't watched it. Yeah, I have not watched it. I have no idea it is. Biffa, if you get us banned from YouTube or Twitch, I'm going to be very unhappy with you, okay? It's on YouTube at the moment. I think it's going to be okay. If we upset anyone, it's not intended. Hopefully,
we have no idea.
We have, seriously, I've got no idea. I've read the title, that's about it. So just bear with us. If it's not your cup of tea, I apologise. And Biffo, if you get us banned, man, I'm going to be you're going to be getting some mad emails from me. So, let's go.
Are you distraught after the recent presidential election? Here at Don't Cry Cryo, we understand your pain, and we're here to help.
I know what's this.
Our expert team of cryogenic care providers can cryogenically freeze you until the Trump presidency has ended. No more crying, no more anxiety attacks, just blissful sleep until Trump is gone. When you awaken from your slumber, we'll even have a party ready and waiting for you. It will be like his presidency never even happened.
AI created.
It was all just a bad dream. As an added bonus, you can choose the Vance add-on package. We'll extend your sleep for an additional 4 years at a 50% discount in the event J.D. Vance wins the next presidential election. Everything will be okay. We're here to take care of you in your time of need. So remember, don't cry, cryo.
Where am I? Oh, please tell me it's over. Wait, something isn't right.
This is your captain, Elon Musk. I want to be the first one to welcome you to Mars. Sorry, Donald Trump Jr. was just elected president, and he deported all Don't Cry Cryo customers to Mars.
What the...
Okay. Oh, okay, all right. I was not expecting that at the end. Thank you, Biffa. Thank God it didn't get banned. There is one bit in there where there's something in the background that doesn't look quite right, but it's out of focus. And I'm glad it's out of focus because it looked like a bottom.
Brilliant.
So yes, it's I'd like that. That made me laugh. I like it when we can do things. The best Trump piss take ever done was Peter Serafinowicz and the guys from South Park, where they did Sassy Justice. It was the best. No one topped that for taking the piss out of Trump, and I'm a bit annoyed because he's ripe for anyone in charge is ripe for fucking material. So yes, thank you very much, Biffa. Not only did you get brilliant. First, you're one there from that, and I really appreciate that. So we're into the review section now.
Yeah, what do we want to do first?
Can we do Severance first?
Yeah.
Because Severance, it ended the previous week with him being disconnected, or trying to be disconnected, and we didn't know the results of it. And this week, it's weird because I said the previous thing, it started having more satanic imagery. This week was more simulation imagery. Yeah? So, because it was just like, I don't think that they were there. I think that was a simulation. I really do. But it doesn't mean that Matey hasn't had his severed version, his innie destroyed of. So, this was directed by Ben Stiller, by the way. So, let's just recap. First episode, this episode of Severance, they all wake up, they're on a retreat, they're in some remote bloody forest. They've got a creepy DVD from Milchik, because Milchik is creepy. There's something up wrong with Heliar, which we find out later. And yeah, it's odd. Something's going on. This is having something to do with this Cold Harbour thing they keep talking about. The downside is this is going to finish, and then we have to wait 2 years for the next one, which I'm not looking forward to.
I mean, they're all going on like it was massive revelations. There wasn't. There was a couple of fans that speculated that Heliar wasn't Heliar.
Which is obvious.
It was an outie, and it was like, yeah, okay. and we're not moderating you, mate. I don't know what I felt about this episode. I thought the bit at the end was kind of good, but there was all this like satanic stuff as well again, and you got like the dream sequences and the weird I don't know, hag creature thing. And I was just like, what's going on here? Because like you've got this satanic side of stuff which seems to be dream sequences and just, but then he's banging on like it's fucking Scientology. Right, Milchek is banging on like it's Scientology and gets very upset with Helly, right, when she says what she did, and then we know that Helly, isn't Helly, and so I don't know what's going on here. The last scene was, poor old Irv, but he proved it. But it could be a simulation but we know that they can switch on the Severance when they're outside of it,
Yeah, they can switch it on and off. So are they hijacking people? Is the next question. Are they using them to manipulate them to do other things? It's odd. Oh my god, I've just lost my bloody chain of thought. Yeah, right. It's somewhere between Mormons, where they've got the Book of Joseph, whatever his name is. Joseph Smith, I'm going to say, and Scientology. That approach, not necessarily picking at them as a religion, but just that kind of like using theirs to cover the kind of stories and stuff that they've got there. The fact that they were saying they're duplicates led to the kind of simulation thing. The other thing too is if it was hell, Dante's Inferno's got like 9 circles of hell, and the severed floor is on the 6th level, maybe probably a 9-leveled building, and that is reserved for people who've committed violent deaths or had violent deaths. Yeah, so if it is, say, the 6th circle of hell, it would be reserved for people who commit suicide. So if you look at Mark S probably would have committed suicide because his wife died. Irv, again, suicide. Helly, I'm not sure about her. I'm not sure about the big fat guy. I can't remember his name. That's really disrespectful. So I can't remember about them. But there's the 9th circle of hell. And in the 9th circle of hell, it's a frozen wasteland. And the frozen wasteland is for those people who are betrayers, and it's where Judas Iscariot is kept. Yeah. Did betrayal happen this week?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, and that's the bit that gets me. Yeah, is the fact that maybe it's kind of got a bit of Dante's Inferno in there for the satanic imagery. And I'll be honest with you, when it comes to Milton's the lead when it comes to satanic imagery, because there's I think there's 3 mentions of the devil in the entire Bible.
And it was a very it had huge religious undertones this week. And it was just like after what we said last week, to then see this show this week and him almost reading out certain things like scripture and the way he was talking, it was like, is this like are they taking the piss out of Scientology here? What's going on? And it got more and more sort of like we were talking about, that they could be in hell. And that this might be some kind of religion thing. But then, Milchek whacks out when he realizes that the Helly's out, he's about to get it. He whacks out the microphone and calls in. We didn't get much in the It was a strange. It felt like almost like a bottle episode, but not a bottle episode after last week, and it just totally cut the flow of what was happening last week, and
definitely.
Therefore, I'm kind of like, I'm not sure I enjoyed this episode, and I'm not sure it was timed right. But there we go. I mean, that's my opinion. But it did confirm a load of fans' theories, so the fans are happy. But that they did the Heliar reveal, which a lot of people were speculating about online. So people are sort of happy about that.
Yeah, it was when she was laughing around the campfire. That's you kind of felt something was up with her, but when you had it confirmed when she laughed at the campfire,
yeah,
because you didn't. The actress did quite a good job where it's like kind of not to push it too much in it, but it's My worry is it's going to do a fucking Lost. This is why I fucking hate J.J. Abrams because of that. When anyone says, "Oh, it's a J.J. Abrams thing," I go, "Oh, fuck me, remember Lost." I need a T-shirt which is "Remember Lost." It was shit, and then brackets. It was shit. There was a cork in the anus of the world. They removed a butt plug, and that's what Lost was about, apparently. But going back to this, it's not done by JJ, so I'm interested. It's keeping me interested. I'll be that. Yeah, I'm a little annoyed because I wanted to see if the dissociation thing that Mark tried at the end of the episode worked, and then we were thrown through this hoop. I'm hoping it did. I reckon they were in a simulation. That's why they could see copies of themselves. I think that when they turn that chip on, they have the option to have them separate or in a simulation. And I think the goal for the company is to get everyone to put one of these chips in their head and have them just used as raw brain power. And that's why they do those silly little exercises because they're mapping their responses. It's not the work they're doing, it's what they're doing, and they're measuring inside their head so they can go, right, so we don't have to pay for food, we don't have to pay for this, that, we just have them sit in a fucking chair with a catheter and a drip and everything will be fine.
Either that or they're part of a big battery.
Yeah. But wait until next week and see what happens next week. See if we'll get our fucking dissociation thing. I hate it. I really fucking hate it when TV shows do that. Yeah. Here's the important thing. Not this week. Next week. No. It should be next week. Yeah. But doing it weekly, it's next week. Could you imagine Deep Space Nine, Way of the Warrior? Yeah. You get that. You build up to that battle. The Klingons start fighting, and then we're just going to show you a completely different episode in between. Everyone have gone fucking spare, and rightly so. So I don't like that, and if you didn't like it, then I completely understand that. Paradise. Are Under the Dome, Wayward Pines, From sort of thing. I like Billy. I didn't trust him, but I liked him.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, right? After waxing lyrical about the first two episodes, because I thought the third episode was a bit weaker. Do you think they've revealed too much too soon?
No, not at all.
So you think unmasking her as the bad guy and not leaving us to speculate a few episodes longer?
We all fucking knew it. We all knew it.
Yeah, but they gave us like second episode of like hugely sympathetic second episode, right?
It was
of her.
Keith, right, so I knew that there's something wrong with Billy, full stop, yeah? There was something wrong with him. We found out what the something wrong was him with this week. Someone killed the president. It's either him or her. He didn't do it, which I'm happy with, so it was her. So she killed the president. Now the big question is, why? That's it. And it's good because it's not doing it's ironic to go back to Severance. It's not doing what Severance is and just leading us on and on and on and on and on and giving us little, it's actually giving us a concrete. We answered this question, but it gave us this question. We're going to answer this question. It's going to give us this question. So the question is that inside the bunker, they killed off the people that were going out to see if everything was fine. What's it like out there? Is it as bad as they're making out, or is it someone just wanting to lord it up over people and just keep them contained inside inside what they believe is a perfect society? Has she, because she lost her child, has she now developed this? I can't remember, Sinatra. Has she developed this pathological need to control everyone? Because it seems like that, and that's going to be the thing. So we know that Billy went out there. He wiped everyone out. He didn't die. Everything was fine. They said they found survivors. Whatever happened, I'm trying to work out whether it doesn't look like it's nuclear. Is the first thing. No nuclear war. So my money's on the sun doing something. And it's not flooded, so it's not global warming. And this, I reckon the sun had a mass coronal ejection that hit the side of the planet. Yeah, I think we're going to find out that's going to be the case. The next question is I imagine a lot of people survived more than they predicted. I reckon it's probably in the fucking millions more than they were in the tens of thousands, which they may have thought through. It's fucked good chunks of the environment, wildlife, sea, etc. But there'll be enough to sort things out. And I think that you're going to find, maybe later on down the series, that you're going to come across two groups that are going to try and want to get inside that mountain. And they're going to need to...
There's no fucking secondary bunker with a weird set of numbers on it. I'm fine.
So there will be other bunkers. So you'll have all the nuclear bunkers. Yeah. There'll be people on submarines and boats and stuff like that survived and came back to land. Oil rigs, etc. You'll have all of those things in there. You might even, if they get clever, they'll show some astronauts and what it looks like from space, because that always looks cooler when you do these things, so you get a good global feeling of what's going on. So you get things like that. But I think it's going to be a case of they've got this, they've got the supplies and stuff, and then it will turn into like a war of two factions later on down the line, storyline wise, because they want to get in there and get control of it, and then they're going to figure out this, that, and the other, and it'll be interesting to see where it goes. But it feels storyline wise, it's better than say Severance or From, because it answers those things a lot better.
Yeah. I enjoyed it mostly. I just didn't know if they'd revealed too much, but again, they revealed quite a lot. So yeah, now that you've said that, it makes more sense. I just don't know if they should have sort of kept her in the shadows a bit longer, kind of thing. That's my only thing, and I liked Billy, so I didn't want to see Billy go so quickly. A bit gutted about Billy going so quick. But you know, it is what it is. So, but I am a bit gutted about Billy disappearing so quickly, because you know they show him as being a motherfucker, but it's like when the uncle thing was like kill the dog, I knew he was going to kill his uncle. I was like, no, he's going to kill his uncle, isn't he? He's not going to kill the dog. I'd fucking kill the uncle over the dog. So
it's annoying because the Billy Xander Xavier relationship, I really like that. That was one thing that made me smile. That and his dad, the relationship with his dad, and then he has to tell his dad that he can't fly anymore. Oh, that's showed him Air Force One. It says sign the papers, this, that, and the other. That was fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's annoying because I think he said it was one of the worst things he ever did. But he got over it because that's the kind of person that his dad brought him up to be. And then he said his dad went away quickly, which is not. It's not happy, because I like that. That was a nice kind of positive relationship that they had there, and I felt that was sad, but it's good, and I like the fact that they gave me a fucking definitive answer on something. Yeah. I like my definitive answers. It led to another one, which was another question, which will get answered later on down the line, and then another question, and another question, and it will get revealed properly. And I think that the guy, is it Ben Fogelman? Or something along those lines, or Dan Fogelman, who's the creator.
I can't remember. I think it's Dan or something, but I know that he did This Is Us, which was hugely popular in the US.
Right. Well, if he's worth his salt, then hopefully it'll be good. But I'm going to miss that character between Xavier and Billy, because that was nice. Him and the interactions he had with his family, where he's like the first time he meets his kids and he's like goes down on one knee like he's proposing, and then he's like helping out the daughter and trying to make her, you know, a bit more confident, this, that, and the other. It was lovely. It really was. And the fact, hang on a second, the fact that they'd been turning off the TV screens, the what do you call it, the surveillance at the president's house, and playing Wii together with the kids. Yeah. It was kind of heartwarming and incompetent all at the same time. And I like that.
I think we're going to get some more flashbacks. So I don't think Billy's completely gone. I think we'll get some flashbacks with Billy. But yeah, I was a bit gutted when he went. Because, you thought, okay, is he dodgy at the beginning? And like by the middle, by sort of halfway through, you're like, no. He's not. You know, double bluff kind of thing. But we will see. We will see. More will be revealed this week, I dare say. Okay. So,
Die Hard with a Vengeance. I like this film.
I've forgotten how much
Buddy
I like
cop,
it.
the buddy cop team up of Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis, magnificent. Yeah,
It was genius.
So it was 1995, so I was 15. Fucking hell, makes me feel old. It was Think Fast, Look Alive, Die Hard was the tagline, which I didn't know. Just in my show notes here. So the script was originally titled Simon Says and intended to be a standalone action film, but it was reworked as a Die Hard sequel, incorporating John McClane, tying the villain to the first film. Jeremy Irons, brilliant job. He's a mental person, Jeremy Irons, in real life, but as an actor, he's really good. He's one of those people where it's like, I really enjoyed you in so I'm not going to hang around because you're mental. So yeah, and then you got Samuel L. Jackson as Zeus, and I like that. And I think it starts off with an explosion, so it just fucking just takes you straight in there. And then it's interesting.
The thing I found interesting about it, right? I've forgotten how much I liked this film, and it was great. But there is a scene about midway through the film where McClane turns around to Zeus and goes, "You're a racist," right?
Oh yes.
That would never happen in modern movies now.
No.
Even though Zeus was being a bit racist.
He had prejudice against white people without even fucking seeing them or meeting them. So yeah.
And that was genuinely quite interesting. I'm thinking that wouldn't be made now. But it's true. I really enjoyed it. I thought the ending was a bit weak because the ending is very abrupt, and it was a bit weak the way he gets killed off. The helicopter.
Right. So, okay, let's just recap. Yeah. There's two endings. They picked two endings of this. Yeah. One is where they go to Canada, and they take him out over the Canadian border, and the other is where he meets him in Switzerland. I don't know if you've seen it, where the original scene where he meets him in Switzerland and shoots him in the restaurant. Not the restaurant. It's like a club sort of thing, like a posh club, like the Diogenes Club in Sherlock Holmes, and he shoots him in there. I always felt that you could have done another film of him tracking him down, getting back the gold, and getting his Die Hard with revenge. Yeah, and you could have set up a second film quite well by letting him get away. What's his mush? I can't remember. Simon Gruber. That was Hans Gruber. Fucking obvious. Gareth, think about it. Simon Says. So he played him so well, and he played off everyone so well that he deserved to get away. He genuinely deserved to get away. And then we deserved a second film where John McClane tracks him down, gets the gold back, and blows his fucking brains out, and we'd have loved it. It's really good. I always remember the fucking jug bit. Do you remember the jug bit where he has to do the jug puzzle?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. The jug puzzle, because that's like something you do on a corporate fucking retreat, and it's always always to do with the empty space. You have to think with the empty space, and when you solve that puzzle, because as soon as you start thinking that terms, it's obvious, and it's weird because I watch it and I go, I know there's a trick to this. Can't remember what the trick is. Oh, I remember what the trick is, and then it's like you just do that, and it's like, okay, cool. But Samuel L. Jackson, fantastic in it. And I loved. What's it? The bit where they're in the police station, and it's like he's chatting and he goes, "Oh, good Samaritan." Da da da. Goes, "Oh," he goes, picks up the phone. Samuel Jackson goes, "Oh, fuck you," like that. And then he hangs up. He goes, "Rudeness will be tolerated." But it was great. I like the idea that McClane was back in New York because things didn't work out with oh my god. So apparently, just to up an interesting fact, in Germany, Simon's last name Gruber was removed to avoid any direct references to to Hans Gruber. Yeah, his backstory was altered in some versions to downplays his connection to Eastern Europe because it was a little sensitive. I'm gonna see if I can find the alternate ending so we can watch it. We're gonna get a fucking strike, but I don't care.
I really did. I've forgotten how much I did enjoy it though, and yeah, the buddy cop thing of Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce really does work. And yeah, I enjoyed watching it. I hadn't seen it for ages, and it is a very different film to the other Die Hard, Die Hard 1 and 2, but it totally works. And McClane is still John McClane, and he still has the quips. And it goes to show that Bruce Willis was a genius back then. And even though it is a 90s movie, it does feel kind of 80s-esque. I mean, I don't know if they deliberately made New York kind of feel a bit sort of early 90s, maybe late 80s kind of, but it works for me. So we got the original ending. I didn't know there was one.
No, we've got the alternate ending. This is the alternate ending. So they get off the boat, they get rescued, and he gets away. So this is the alternate ending. We're gonna get it. Fuck it. I don't care. Oh yeah, it's not technically not finished, so the sound's not right on it. Okay.
I got that.
Riveting stuff. Sorry.
Might want to speed it along.
Gotta watch that drinking during the day. Bad for your health.
Would you care to join me?
No, I quit.
You're looking remarkably alive, John. Fit even.
Do you hear? I don't know who I got this phone from. I'm not sure if I got it from the two guys I killed or if it's the two guys that I left handcuffed over in the warehouse. Not sure.
That's quite an interesting angle.
Yeah, Dutch angle is always there to indicate something's not quite right.
So, how is Cobb? How are my friends in the NYPD?
Well, I was fired from the NYPD. Cobb's trying to save my pension.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, the feds thought I had something to do with the robbery. They even made me take a lie detector test.
Oh, yes. Now, that is funny.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
Come on, John. Just enjoy life's little ironies. How is your black friend,
Zeus?
Yeah, Zeus.
He's good. He's good. His kids made the honor roll.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
You have children, don't you, John?
2.
Okay, it's not as exciting as I fucking made it out to be, alright?
I actually think it's quite...
I'm here, I'm going to go spend Christmas with
I think I understand why they didn't go with it, but I think it's
your
better
visit
ending.
to our little backwoods country.
How's your girlfriend? The short blonde hair? Is she around?
Let's just say conversation was a trifle limited.
You fucked everybody, didn't you? Yeah. Me, the feds, your terrorist friends, your girlfriend. You're a bad motherfucker. Got away with it.
Oh, yes. Of course, your Navy may eventually dredge it up, but that'll take decades.
They're not gonna find any fucking gold on that boat, though, are they? Nah. No, they're not gonna find any gold on that boat, because there never was any gold on that boat, was there? You figured you drove it north. Canada was my guess, was that right?
Good. Nova Scotia.
Wait.
It's actually more satisfying to watch him fucking squirm.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? Because
I'm liking this ending.
Here. Look down here.
Is that a gun?
That's right.
Yes.
Throw your gun over there. Tell all these people to get out of here. Right now.
Sincere. Wassertec L. Wassertec L. Rücktum. Hey, hey.
Schnell.
So, do you have a headache?
Schnell.
You know, I saved you a couple. It's amazing, isn't it? I traced the batch number to a German pharmaceutical company who shipped that bottle to a little pharmacy right down the street. I'm a cop, remember? So you see, Simon, you must learn to enjoy life's little ironies. I brought you a present.
Present?
Christmas present. Sure, you've seen these before. It's a Chinese rocket launcher. I'm gonna play a little game. Remember your game, Simon Says? Well, now we're gonna play McLean Says. Here's how the game works. I ask you some questions. As long as you answer them, you don't have to pull the trigger.
But you've removed the directional arrows and the sights. How do we know which way it will fire?
That's what makes a game so exciting. Here we go. McLean says, a plane crashes on the Texas-Oklahoma border. Where do they bury the survivors?
You don't bury survivors.
You don't bury the living.
Very good. You can turn that whenever you want. McLean says a cowboy rides 18 hours into town and 18 hours back, all on Sunday. How does he do that?
The horse is
called Sunday.
Very good. McLean says 3 years ago I busted 2 robbery suspects. The youngest was the father of the other one's son. How the fuck does that work?
They were husband and wife.
Very good. Practicing. Here comes the bonus round. Good guy and a bad guy are sitting in a bar. The bad guy brings a bottle of brandy. The good guy brings a bomb. The only problem is the bad guy neglects to bring something that could have saved his life. What does he forget? What does he forget, Simon? What does he forget, Simon?
The antidote to the brandy.
I'm sorry, that is the wrong fucking answer. Game over. Push the trigger. Press the trigger, Simon. Make up your mind and press the trigger, Simon. You sure?
Oh, yes.
That's the alternate ending. Sorry, I didn't know if you knew that.
No, I did not know that. That was actually, I think that was a better ending.
I get this, the fact that they probably went, we have to do like a big action sequence, this, that, and the other. But you could have done the action sequence and had them get away and done that as well. Because watching him squirm, that's great. That felt really satisfying. Just watching the recently watched the film and whatnot. But yeah, it's really good. Anyway,
what have we got next week?
Oh, that's a bloody good point, because now I think we're going into the fucking weird shit. Give me a moment.
I think we're going into shit films. Do we carry on?
No. I think it's a Thomas Crown Affair.
Oh, that's not a shit film.
No, it's not a shit film. Which is good.
Yeah.
But what was the answer to the riddle? What riddle? Darling, what riddle? I'll answer it. If you tell me what riddle.
The last riddle. So yeah, it is Thomas Crown Affair.
He forgets. Sorry, he forgets to bring a gun.
We've got the 13th Warrior. I forgot about that film.
Yeah. And then we've got. I will have to go downstairs and have a conversation with Mrs. to resolve said issue.
Yeah, so we've got Thomas Crown Affair, so I've got to find that for next week.
There you go. It's the one called Rollerball that I'm not looking forward to. But they got Basic in there, which is not bad, not great, but not bad. Thomas Crown Affair, I remember that. I think I got to see What's Mush's tits, if I remember correctly. Ends up with some twisty ending. Hang on, I have to now look. Whose tits did I get to see?
It's what's her face, the one that was in what's
Rennie
his face's
Russo's.
wife? Yeah, Rennie Russo. What's his face's wife in Lethal Weapon?
Yes.
Anyway, I think we should put a bow on this.
I think we've done really well. Thank you, Biffa, for the video. We had a very good fucking chuckle. Gold star, comment 1. You're the winner of the podcast. Chuck, you get a bronze star. Laurie, you get the silver star. Thank you very much for watching, and we will be with you next week. Say something entertaining, something funny, something, Keith. Come on.
Something dark side.
Ah.